Hey, it's Matt Motley. The last time that you saw me, it was in the 2012 Fast Action video series, and I told you that it was going to take me a little while to reload, and it really did. I nearly exhausted everything that I knew in those series. But I just thought of something that I had to coach my last girlfriend through, and that is what I call the common myth, or the Superman Santa Claus myth. Now, if I'm the first person to tell you that Superman is a comic book character, Santa Claus is a myth, and they both don't exist, then I'm sorry to be the one to break the news to you. A lot of us already know this. We already know that even though NORAD tracks Santa Claus, he's not a real person. However, most of us think that we're going to be punished for doing something bad and rewarded for doing something good. And we think that there's someone out there that's going to swoop down and save us from our miserable lives. But it's just not true. Hundreds of other countries are ruled by dictators who have nothing bad happen to them. They pass quietly in the night, sitting on big piles of money, while after living an entire lifetime of a very, very comfortable life. They could do whatever they want at any point in time, you know. So there's tons of bad people that do bad stuff, and they never have bad stuff happen to them. There's tons of good people out there that are complete doormats. They're nice to everybody, and only bad things happen to you. You know those people. So you have to stop believing in Superman and Santa Claus. Whenever we do, we approach things the wrong way. We go out and we spend all of our money on diet pills and in workout equipment that we see on TV, the next workout program. And we buy a lot of lottery tickets hoping to win the lottery and have that one-time chance to finally be rich. Or even we go to the bar every single day of every single week trying to find Prince Charming. I know he's got everything else taken care of, and he's rich and successful and handsome and all-powerful, but he's got a drinking problem, so we'll find him in a bar. It's just not reality. You have to stop believing in the Superman Santa Claus myth in order to move forward in your life in the right direction. Whenever we approach things from the Superman Santa Claus perspective, we're betting on the wrong horse. We're betting on the horse with all four broken legs, and we're saying, if we just keep putting all of our money on black, someday that four-legged broken horse will finally make it across the finish line first, and we'll be set for life. It's just not true. Take diet pills, for example. If there was one diet pill that truly worked, don't you think all the actors and actresses would be taking it? They can all afford it. Why aren't they taking it? Every single time that you see an actor in a Muscle and Fitness or other fitness magazine, they should be recommending the exact same diet pill over and over and over again. Every time you see them in the news, when somebody says, how did you prepare for your role in Superman, Batman, whatever action hero? How did you prepare for this role? They should all be talking about the exact same diet pill or the exact same workout method. They should all be talking about the same thing. Or at least like 3 or 4 instead of 100. Everybody does it differently. And it's not that everybody is different. We're all essentially in the same species. Really. There should be a one way that works for everybody, right? Or at least 3 ways that work for everybody. And when it comes to relationships, most of us settle. We don't usually meet somebody that absolutely blows our mind. Usually we settle and then we get married, and the divorce rate's over 60% worldwide now. You're betting on the wrong horse. And that doesn't even account for the amount of marriages that are miserable, terrible, unhappy, workaholics, alcoholics, video gameaholics, the people who play World of Warcraft all day, not because they enjoy the game, just to get through the day because they hate the way that they live. Or the marriages that end in a murder-suicide, because that happens nearly every day. Or the thousands and thousands of failed relationships that happen before the marriage happens. They don't account for all that with just the 60% statistic, which is already pretty scary. And what about lottery tickets? If winning the lottery actually solved all your problems, then there wouldn't be a show called I Won the Lottery, which I believe was on VH1. All these people who won the lottery, usually they end up way, way worse off than they were before, just at the end of a couple months, they buy something that just incurs a bunch of debt, like a mansion or a yacht, because that costs a lot of money, harbor fees, upkeep, that sort of thing, maids, repairmen. They buy something like that and they end up worse in debt than they were before. Way worse. And there's very few people that squeak by. What's your strategy for whenever you win the lottery? What's your strategy with all the money? What makes you different from all the other people in the world? How are you going to do it? Are you going to do something that's so vastly different that suddenly you're going to have the strategy that really solves all your problems whenever you win the lottery? What about the rest of these things? Are you so much smarter than everybody else that buys a diet pill that the diet pill that you bought is definitely going to work for you? Save your 30 bucks and use it to go to a gym. Or use it to buy just better food. Use it to learn how to cook or something. Jesus, it's so simple. You're betting on the wrong horse. You have a higher chance of getting attacked and killed by killer bees in the dead of winter in the middle of Chicago while being struck by several bolts of lightning from several different clouds than winning the lottery. It's like a 1 in 1 billion chance, and there's 6 billion people on the planet. That's what I'm talking about. You have to approach things in a different way. You have to get rid of the Superman Santa Claus mindset, and we have to move forward in a way which will actually get us results, which will actually help us in our actual real lives. Leave the Disney on the screen and move forward with actual real information, actual real stuff that you can really use in your real life. So, what do we do differently? And instead of believing in Superman and Santa Claus, what do we do differently? First off, we have to get rid of the beliefs. And second off, we have to start saving ourselves. So what's the best way to become our own Supermen, our own Superwomen, our own Prince or Princess Charming? What's the best way to go about this? Well, first off, in the diet and fitness area, you can just join a gym, get a personal trainer, do it the old-fashioned way. With the lottery winners, anybody who doesn't earn their money, instead they get it all at once, spend it on dumb things and usually end up worse off than they are before. My mom was telling me about a story that she watched about MC Hammer, and now he's broke because he was a very generous person. Won all his money, gave it to everybody in his community. Vanilla Ice has a show now called like the Vanilla Ice Project, where he and his team buy old, used, very cheap on the market mansions, and then they renovate them. He's a carpenter now, and he works with a team of carpenters. He has learned a skill. Now he's a regular person. He's not renovating houses. He's renovating mansions. He's still a regular carpenter, a regular carpenter person. You know, these one-hit wonders are having real jobs nowadays. So we have to learn the skills. In the relationship area, try to be at the top of your fitness at all points in time. And stop believing in Superman so you can stop believing that people just like you the way that you are. And don't try to be a doormat either. If you think that being a doormat and giving your boyfriend or girlfriend everything that she wants and needs at all points in time is the way to go, then next time that you're playing your favorite video game, turn it down to all the way easy. Turn Modern Warfare to the easiest setting so that every enemy dies as soon as you breathe on them and the final boss gets kicked in the shin and he falls over and explodes. You know, and never change it back. Just keep playing it on the easiest mode ever and see whether or not you get bored. Trust me, being a doormat is not the way to go either. There are real, actual skills out there that you can learn. If you don't believe me, then go ahead and go to myspace.com/Neil Strauss, NEILSTRAUSS, and look up the Rules of the Games videos. They're posted all over that page. You can really learn real skills that will help you become a better boyfriend or girlfriend. A while back, one of my family members contacted me and she said, "You used to be nice, but you also used to be a wuss." And I said, yeah. And now I'm a jerk, and everybody has fun around me. Even at Thanksgiving, my grandma told me that, and a lot of my friends have told me this as well, that I'm always able to cheer anybody up. Whenever you're having the worst day, I'm always able to make people laugh and smile and everything. But I'm a jerk, you know? I'm an asshole. But people have fun. People have fun. People think I'm funny or whatever. I don't know whether or not I'm funny, but people think I'm funny, you know? So you can actually, these are real skills that you can really improve on. Read Women Are From Mars, Men Are From Venus or something. Read that book. You know, read other relationship books. Read on how to do investments and everything, so you can really understand money. Money is an incredibly complicated thing. If you don't think money is complicated, and it's, you know, apples or oranges, you know, if you think money is very uncomplicated, then go ahead and watch the tax episode of Bullshit with Penn and Teller. And look at the resources to the episodes. They're really right about these things. It's crazy how complicated money has become in this world. If you stuff $1 million into a mattress, you will not have $1 million by the next year. Because of inflation, it'll be worth less. If you stick $1 million in your savings account, do you even have a high enough interest rate to make up for the rate of inflation? It's crazy what's out there and how complicated money is. That's why I recommend, for money at least, the only recommendation I can make after exploring many options is Eben Pagan's program, Self-Made Wealth. For the fitness side of your life, I recommend that you buy the Abs Diet by David Zinczenko. It's a great diet. It's a great little workout. It's a great for starters, for beginners and everything, to pop into this world without something really complicated. If you're in athletics, I highly recommend Core Performance by Mark Verstegen. I've talked about that before, both of these things before in other videos. And if you're anything in between, then what really helps is Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Body. That's for anybody in between. Those who want to gain muscle, lose a lot of weight. It's very uncomplicated methods of going through this, instead of just looking for our instantaneous thing. Superman doesn't exist. The instantaneous thing doesn't exist. Like I said, all stars and starlets would have bought the instantaneous thing if it existed. They all have the money to. They all have the best information on Earth, you know. They have 75 advisors, the best personal trainers on the planet, personal chefs and everything. Why wouldn't they just, you know, why wouldn't they all buy that special thing if it really did work? You know? Or every single business leader. You know, Donald Trump would just go out and say, oh, I got this rich not because I'm an extremely smart businessman, but because I won the lottery one day. You know, all these other things. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, I'm sorry, but God rest his soul. For relationships, I of course recommend the Double Your Dating for men and Catch 'em and Keep 'em for women. But there's also myspace.com/Neil Strauss with all those videos, The Game by Neil Strauss, Rules of the Game by Neil Strauss. In 30 days, you can be a completely different person if you just have the balls to go through that program. Works for both men and women. And watch The Pickup Artist on VH1 just to prove to yourself that these are really skills that people can really learn. And it's not manipulative. It's you becoming a more fun, more better person, instead of being a doormat that just doormat, you know, turn the game on easy. Let's see what I'm talking about. But I hope that you can use all this information. I hope you can combine it together and somehow or another use this rambling so that you can just forget the Superman Santa Claus mindset. You can forget the common myth, and you can approach life in a way that really makes sense. No more lottery tickets, no more diet pills, no more infomercial products, and no more going to the bar spending $100 a night. Well, I'm out of time, so I'll see you in the next video.